What's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. There it is, right behind me. So happy to have all the Sages in the house, up in the teacup, as they say. As they say, who's they? That is I say, right? Anyway, welcome, guys. I'm happy to have you. We are going to do your monthly career, finances, and money spread for those interested in that. This is going to be second half of November into the beginning half of December, roughly, right? Energy is free-flowing, so it's really hard to put a start and stop date on it. So take only what resonates. As always with these YouTube videos, I am spinning out for you general messages. That means not everything I say will resonate with you, so please use your own judgment and intuition to know what messages are meant for you and what is meant for someone else. For those that don't seem to resonate or fit your circumstance, your scenario, you can release those messages. They're not for you, they're for someone else. You can drop it like it's hot. But that being said, pieces and parts of this will very likely resonate with you Sagittarians out there. I hope lots and lots of it does. But yeah, come into this with an open heart and an open mind, because sometimes messages will resonate for you later down the line. So my Sagittarians, career and finances, things they need to know, messages for their best and highest good. In money, those two wanted to come out. All right. Everything else you want to know will be in that description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media. Check me out on the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Let's hop in for my Saggies out there. So we're starting you guys off with the universe cards. Sneaky, sneaky, you got two. That means you got lots to say. So this first one says, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Interesting. Aries just got a really similar message, and it was all about like, let's like calm the fire down. Like, let's add a little water to the fire so we can like sizzle down. It was all about like this go, go, go energy, and the universe was like, take a breather. You're missing out on important messages. I feel like that's actually coming through for you too with this card, Sag. I'll read it again because I botched it. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. All right? And you are extremely intuitive, Sagittarius. You're the philosopher of the zodiac, very in tune with higher things. So yeah, like make sure you're opening yourself up to be channeling those messages, because there may be important things trying to come into you. And then this one, interesting. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Again, I would encourage you all immediately to go check out the Aries reading if these two cards are speaking to you, because it was the same thing. It's like, instead of resigning yourself to a specific outcome, be open to like the twists and turns on the path road through life, right? Through your spiritual journey. Yeah, don't resign yourself to one very specific outcome. Plot twists is how I put it to Aries, because their whole thing was very much about like trying to, very much like career in the arts, you know, acting, singing, dancing. It was like, be open to the plot twist that life throws at you, because there's something like, for your greater good, universe has your back and they're looking out for you. But you might not always know what's best for you. It's about being open to that idea, right? And I mean, like Aries, Sagittarius, sometimes you can be very headstrong as well, right? You can be a little bit stubborn. So no shade, right? I love my Saggies. You guys know I got mad love for the Saggies. But yeah, this is like being open to new messages being communicated to you from something higher, in stillness, right? What does it say? Through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Meditate, right? That solves a lot of problems. All right. Saggy, your energy coming into this reading. The solitary, well, there's that hermit mode, right? Literally like the card of an internal journey, essentially. Meditation, I frequently say with this. It is a Virgo card, right? It's shining that lantern on ourselves, on our soul. It's soul searching, right? Finding out what it is that you want to do in life. And there's like stepping stones here. It's like one step at a time, but it's ascending. It's going higher. It's heading towards God, towards the universe, towards your divine purpose. Underlying energy for that is, oh, Nine of Cups. I love it. This is Modern Witch Tarot. I love this deck. I just got it. I think it's super cool. This is the wish fulfillment card. Dreams coming true, right? Those cups represent all our love, all our joy, all our wishes. And it's like you stand before them with great pride and confidence for all that you've accomplished in this life, right? It's not something that comes overnight. But what's important when this card shows up, it's aligning yourself to understand what would you put in those cups, right? Who are the people in your life that are important to you? Who is your soul tribe? What are the activities? What are the jobs? What is the ideal career that makes your heart swell with joy, right? What brings you happiness? At the end of the day, and you want to go home and feel like you accomplished something, what is that thing, right? It's aligning with your heart's true purpose. And for some of you, you're being asked to like really go within, really reflect and kind of like internalize what it is that you want in the long term. 2 nines, right? That's kind of interesting. I like that. Virgo energy as well as Pisces. All right, let's see. Let's go into your challenger focus. Your challenge is the King of Earth. All right, so this is the King of Pentacles in this deck. So the King of Money, right? He builds things over time, legacy frequently. The King and the Queen of Earth, or the King and the Queen of Pentacles, they're usually like the mom and the dad of the family. They build families, they build careers. Pentacles can literally stand for our money. So the King of Money, or Queen, right? Depending on your gender, you can kind of toss gender out the window here. It is a card of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, specifically Taurus. And then interesting, you have the star. I don't know if I can show you this. I hope I can, but whatever. It's a card of Aquarius. It's a card of hope and healing, keeping one foot in the pool of intuition. Again, your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your guiding North Star, essentially, right? And as well as keeping one foot firmly planted on the ground, right? Tangible, reality. What can you actually physically do to make this dream a reality? So there's a good duality there. What's interesting is like the star is basically the major arcana version of the hermit, right? The star he carries in his lantern, that is the guiding star of hope. Interesting, what's coming up here for you guys is rebuilding your confidence. The star always comes in after the tower, card number 17. So the tower comes in to break us free essentially from the devil, right? This is a story that all goes in order, the fool's journey, right? So the devil's keeping us stuck. There's some sort of thing we can't get over, we're struggling with. It could be an addiction, it could be codependency, it could just being stuck in a like a dead-end job but you don't know where to go, right? The tower comes in to basically like bust that shit open, right? Kind of knocks you on your ass. It's a little bit uncomfortable. That would have already happened because the star is showing up. But this is like the rebuilding from that destruction, from that whatever, maybe you lost your job, maybe, you got really sick and you need to recuperate, something like that. It involves healing, and it's again, much like the hermit, focusing on the self-healing, focusing inward. This isn't really a time for you guys to go out and like paint the town red and socialize. You're being asked to look at like some really heavy things. About your long-term stability, your long-term future, and ultimately where you want to build, what you want to build, and who you want to build with. It's almost like, if you're resonating with this, a bunch of my Sagittarians are again, kind of going through some personal healing, some soul searching. And with that, something, the tower, whatever that was, it could be a person in your life, right? Came through and trampled your heart or whatever. You're still sort of restoring your confidence, your health, and your faith, like in the universe, sort of. And yeah, I don't know why that's coming through so strongly with the King of Pentacles, but it's like something broke, something got shattered, and you're hesitant to try and rebuild it. Or if you already are in the process of it, you're just having a wavering confidence that it will succeed this time. Okay, so in terms of the career, here's what I'm getting. Some of you may have started down a path to be a musician, right? We're just going to use that as a metaphor. You played a few gigs, right? You got some applause, some this, some that. Then you played a gig and you bombed. You got booed off the stage, or you did an open mic night and nobody showed up, or you played at a bar and the bartender is like, you can never come back, or not the bartender, the owner, whatever. It was like, that was bad, thanks but no thanks, like, we're good, we're not going to hire you back. Something like that. That could have been your tower moment where it shook your confidence. And it's to the point where it's like you kind of removed yourself from society, metaphorically. You withdrew, hermit mode, right? You went internal, which I don't think is a bad thing. Again, like, this is all divinely guided. There's supposed to be contemplation and stillness in your life right now, Sagittarius. And knowing you, right, that's probably driving you a little bit crazy. You're the Knight of Wands. You want that motivation, that excitement, that energy. So it's almost like when universe has ultimately forced you to kind of go into seclusion and kind of like, you know, save your pennies for a rainy day, gather your thoughts, think long term about the happiness in the future and, you know, maybe your dream career. It makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And I am getting like fear and intimidation. Like you're not ready to go back out there and submit your resume or demonstrate your skill and talent again. You know, staying with that like musician metaphor, you know, you have your skill. You've been playing the drums, you've been playing the guitar since you were 5 years old. But something about that, because of what happened in like the recent past, that really like, you know, earth-shattering moment or something that shook your confidence, you're still like healing from the whole experience of it. So when you're being asked to like go out there and get back on stage, get back on the horse, metaphorically, whatever that is, there's something like you're holding it very preciously because you don't want it to be damaged again. Aw, Sagittarius, this is like deep. It kind of feels like your heart has been broken in a sense, or somebody let you down or disappointed you, or yeah, it's about you getting back out there with confidence, right? Fake it till you make it. The King of Pentacles has no reason to be, has no reason to shy away from anything. Like he's good, he's solid, he's well rooted in the ground, right? Earth energy. He is unshakable. And so that's the thing. It's almost like it was a false belief that whatever came through, this like shitstorm, this tower, whatever, it shook you to the core, but it gave you this false belief that you were breakable. You're not. You're like that movie with Bruce Willis, right? He's a superhero. He's unbreakable, right? Like you after a period of healing, it's like the universe is like encouraging you to get back out there. It's like metaphorically, it's like they're drawing up the curtain on the stage and you're just kind of there just like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but you are. Look, you got that like fiery coat on, right? It's like you are passionate. You have love in your heart. It's like the blood flows through your body. Your heart beats for this thing that you want to do, this thing you want to produce. It could be something very artistic. Could also be something in like the medical field, potentially, with all this like healing cards. Yeah, maybe you had a surgery and it went bad, right? And you're like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this. Or you know what I mean? Like there was something that it shook your confidence, and like your challenge, your focus is getting back out there like a boss, right? Like literally King of Earth, like a boss, and doing it. Being your own boss. That could be it too. If you're trying to start your own company or something, you may be lacking confidence that you can do it all on your own. Again, with the hermit mode, solitary, the one, you might be going into business for yourself. And the underlying energy, if that resonates for anyone, doing something on your own, independently, the underlying energy for that is it's your desire, it's your wish fulfillment, it's your dreams coming true. So while it's a scary path, while you may have had to like recoup and heal from some things that again shook you, you're going down the right path. You're being guided by that star, that North Star. That North Star is the universe, right? It's calling you. And after the star, let's see. After the star comes the moon. So there, again, there's uncertainty in the path ahead, but you're being guided to go down that path regardless. Again, something is fearful. Something is scary. Something is intimidating. Keep breaking through. Usually if there's something that you want to do but it gives you fear, that's a really good reason to do it, right? It's about conquering your own like internal struggle, right? It's about conquering your own internal fears. That's really what's presenting here. But like King of Earth is like a very solid, like intense energy. It's a king of money, the king of the home, the king of the family, right? What, even if you're a female, right? It's dominant energy. It's like, you got this. The underlying energy is that you don't believe that you got this. On some days you do. On other days you don't. But again, that North Star is guiding you. Universe is encouraging you to pursue this and go down that path. All right, so what is the help available to my Sagittarians? The star. You have the same card twice. Okay, so I just really want to show it to you. There's like boobies, there's some bush. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I don't know what to do. Whatever. Anyway, you have the star twice, the same card. That's suspicious, right? Like, you're a superstar. I kind of just heard that with the unicorn. Okay, so there's something very unique about your gifts and your talents that it's supposed to be spread throughout the land, right? Throughout the world, right? And I will say, so... And sticking with this tower metaphor, whatever came through and shook your confidence, whether it was a situation, whether you got laid off, whether it was a person who just talked down to you, whatever. You were supposed to go through that. It was part of your spiritual path. It was part of your journey. There was a valuable lesson to be gained. Maybe there was a valuable lesson to be gained in your waning confidence. And I know that sounds weird and kind of contradictory, but it has to do with, I think it's going to keep you humble throughout your journey or your career. There's something about it. It grounded you. It rooted you. In some ways, it made you hold on for dear life, right? And from that, it taught you, I'm trying to express this and the words aren't coming. Just give me 1 second. It taught you how to be resourceful and it like doesn't want to come out, literally. It taught you how to be resourceful and self-reliant. When change and chaos and anarchy sweeps through your life, it's like you got to grasp and hold on to dear life because you are worth saving. You are worth making it through and progressing to the next level. Again, like ascending higher and higher. This was like a challenge that was meant to teach you about your resiliency. It's like a really powerful message, Sagittarius. Again, healing. You are a self-healer, and not only that, you may be healing, again, how I was saying, like, Sagittarians are in tune with, like, the universe, something greater. And I said medical field earlier, right? Some of you may be healers, and you don't even know it. Now, there's many different levels of that. Maybe some of you are into, like, crystal healing and crystal work. Maybe some of you are nurses, doctors. Maybe you are counselors and therapists. You also may be, like, psychically in tune with... I just with humans, with like feeling human emotion, the way a water sign would. And I mean, these are cards of Aquarius. You may have very strong Aquarius in your chart, but ultimately the Aquarius is the water bearer. So they are air signs, but there's water featured so prominently in so many of these cards. And water is all about healing, right? And psychic abilities. Water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces are very nurturing, very deep wells of emotion. There's something about that, Sagittarius. Maybe you are very sensitive. Maybe you are an intuitive empath, right? Maybe you have, like, again, like feelings or a psychic connection to certain people or even places, right? There's something about your gifts and talents that are very unique that you might be able to capitalize on. And I don't mean that in an icky sense. I'm not saying, you're going to read people's fortune for $500 a pop, because there's something about the integrity of what you learned and something about being humble about your gift, but also being brave and courageous enough to go out there and make use of it, to put it out in the world despite the criticisms that may come at you. It's very interesting. It's so unique and different that it's naturally going to attract a lot of suspicion. The way it's like how people fear things they don't understand. It's almost like this really great metaphor of like a unicorn. It's bizarre, and if you were to see one, it would kind of give you pause. You'd be like, wait, what? But it's also really like beautiful and awesome. Like it's a friggin' unicorn. Like this is representing you. This card is coming through as the help available to you. Your unique gifts and making sure that like you're putting it out in the world to heal people. Something very therapeutic about your gifts. And so if it's not literal, like, brain surgeon, doctors, nurses, it could be, and we said musician, right? Maybe music healing therapy. That kind of could mean something to someone. The underlying energy is, wow, the world. Really beautiful card. All right. So the closing out of major cycles and completions, which is really great because we are headed out of Scorpio season, which is all about closing out cycles, getting rid of extra baggage, mental, physical, emotional baggage that doesn't serve us, so that we can move on to a new chapter, like a new cycle. And like, that's what the world is. It's even bigger than the death card, right? Which is Scorpio season. We're headed into your season, Sagittarius, right? Happy birthday, by the way. Hold on, I just want to make sure I get the message from this. Okay, wow, this is like, you are giving birth to a new you. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but something about this is speaking to me about like the birth canal. It's like pushing something new out. And maybe it's your gift. Like maybe it's like the creation of your career, the creation of your gifts and talents. Or again, something that it's like You had to go back to the drawing board and heal yourself because you weren't, wow, this is really cool. You weren't ready to present yourself to the world yet. There was some sort of lesson or something that was needing to ground you and make you come to some sort of like major realization internally about your gifts and what you want to put out into the world, what you want to do, what's going to bring you joy and happiness. It's almost like it's time to bring that baby out into the world now. You've been in seclusion, you've been in isolation long enough, right? You've been doing the internal work, you've done some soul searching. It's time to start a new chapter. It's time to close out the old story that you're no longer writing for yourself. And this could be like an announcement, like especially like, I don't know, releasing a new album, publishing a book, performing on the stage for the first time again in a really long time. It's a new chapter. You're unearthing something and presenting it to the world. And I do just keep wanting to say, like, there's something magical and unique and different about what you're doing. Sagittarius, stop it. You're adorable. I love it. You may be publishing a website with the world, like www. That always comes to mind, World Wide Web. You may be publishing a website or launching something online. It could be a personal business. You may sell jewelry or crystals. Yeah, crystal healing is going to be big for a lot of you guys. So if you're not into that and have a mild or moderate interest in it, maybe buy a book on crystals. It's coming up as the help available to you. So, you don't have to break the bank, but, buy something or buy one or two that like speak to you. They may be helpful in your journey. Oh, and here's why. For those who are lacking confidence, for those who have wavering confidence about getting back out there and again, presenting yourself to the world, keeping that jewel in your pocket, keeping it close to your body, and again, doing kind of like some energy work or some sort of like mantra or chanting, or if you're into that, right? That's going to help you. It's going to be like that little thing that brings you confidence. So when you get back out there, it's like your little teddy bear. If you're a kid, it makes you feel secure. It's like your security blanket. Sagittarius, my heart is breaking. This is so cute. All right, let's move on. That's adorable though. So what is your advice or guidance, Sagittarius? The Wheel of Fate. All right, so that is the Wheel of Fortune. That, guys, time. The time is now. It's your season, Sagittarius, right? It's your birthday season. Like, it's time to go out and kick ass again. And here's the thing. If you have been in hermit mode, been in seclusion, naturally, for a lot of you, because Sagittarians do tend to be social butterflies, right? You guys attract crowds. Talk about the world card, right? It's like the four corners of the world, of the universe, of wherever you live. People are going to flock to you, right? You are going to be this woman or man, right? Center of attention in the center. It's like, again, the birth of a baby. It's your birthday, Sagittarius. That's why this is coming up. You may have no choice but to be in the spotlight. You're going to be like the birthday queen or the birthday princess or the whatever, male or female, right? It's like you're wearing the birthday crown, right? With that unicorn coming up. The time is now. It is your season. It is your cycle, right? We were just talking about, you have a lot of cards of cycles, right? You go from 9, the solitary, the hermit, to 10, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy, your planet, right, Sagittarius? It's all about expansion, putting yourself out in the world, meeting new people, divine timing, like allowing fate to take hand and kind of, not only take hand, but it's like allowing the universe to draw you out of your shell because there's something really important they're trying to show you. And that's sort of what I was getting at here too. When those cards came out, it's being open to not knowing all the answers or having all the answers. The way the star leads into the moon, which is all about kind of secrecy and shadows and darkness. Some of you have had to go through some pretty dark places, especially with that tower energy, right? It's like, you're walking through the darkness, through the shadow, and it's only the moonlight that's guiding you. You can't take everything at face value. It's only once the sun appears, right? When you're illuminated, when there's clarity and light for things to be seen at like in their natural state, that's when the answers start clicking. I'm sorry, Sagittarius, my camera froze there, and then I had a knock on my door, so we've readjusted, we're back. We left off talking about how you have to go through that energy of the moon, right? After the star, we have the moon. The darkness, it's only once the sun comes out. Again, cycles with the Wheel of Fortune, moving into like 9 to 10, and then the world, completions of cycles. You go from the moon cycles to the sun with that clarity. The answers start to make themselves clear. But yeah, you're being asked to have a faith in God, a faith in the universe, a faith in something greater, that you are being led down the spiritual path. So don't question it. Don't resign yourself to certain answers or a specific outcome. It's like, go with God or whatever you believe in, right? So anyway, Wheel of Fortune. So if those looking to expand on like money and career, yeah, that's a good sign that you have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. It's about divine timing. The time is now. That's just what I keep getting. So underlying energy for that Wheel of Fortune, it's called the Wheel of Fate here. Interesting. 8 of Wands and 3 of Wands. Okay, so there's all that fire energy, action, movement, energy, motivation. And interestingly enough, the 3 of Wands is sometimes the card of waiting, but because it's being trumped by the 8 of Wands, this is like, it's no longer time to wait for the ships to come in. Like, the ships have come. Are you getting on board? It's asking you, Sagittarius, literally, are you on board with this idea? Do you want to be a singer? Do you want to be a writer? Do you want to, whatever, go make this speech? If so, it's like the ship is leaving. The motorcycle is often driving. It's like, let's get on the right path and like get moving. Swift, rapid action, communication, right? It's like the time is now. These are cards about movement and wheels, right? Forward progression. The wheel, universe, destiny, it's driving you forward. You've been thinking about it. You've been in solitary mode. You've been in soul searching mode. It's like, it's time to take a leap of faith and jump. It's time to go. And I mean, this is your card, Sagittarius, right? These are like, you're the archer. These are like the bow, the arrows that you shoot from your bow, right? Cupid's arrows. It's you spreading out your love and your light into the world, right? It's forward progression. It's forward movement. The time is now, Sagittarius. All right, so let's do some of these, what are these called? Life Purpose Oracle cards for Sagittarius. A really cool message, guys. For Sagittarius. Keep kicking ass, Sagittarius. Don't question your confidence. You have confidence for days. Oh, wow, you had a lot fall out. All right, so body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. All right. So that's going to be for some of you. And then let's see. Author, you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. All right. And we did say something about like releasing a book online or something. Didn't we say that? Yeah, something about getting like a story up and out. A story that like spreads love and hope to the world. It's almost like leading by example, especially for those who like, you've been to some dark places, again, going through that shadow energy, through the devil, through the tower, rebuilding and healing yourself. You may have a very important message to share with the world through writing, right? And look, the angel is like watching over you. You are being guided to like exorcise this from you because it's going to promote healing and love and put that out into the world. Again, body work, right? We talked about crystal healing energy, right? Sagittarius, you're sitting on some pretty powerful energy if you don't know that already. You're a damn unicorn, right? And the last card that flew out, study. Reading, research, and education help you to gain confidence and clarity about your career. So again, that wavering confidence, can you build upon the knowledge base you already have? Because I will say, you guys have a solid foundation, you just don't realize it yet. So what can you do to like improve your confidence and make you feel like you can go out and deliver that speech, that you can go out and, sign your name on that book with confidence. Yes, this is my work. Like put your stamp on it, put your pride and approval. Education, studying, opening up a book, especially for those who are still kind of in hermit mode and dancing around the idea of going public, right? This is saying like, make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Do you have all the facts and figures? Especially in terms of money and career, if there's a certain income you need to make to survive, do you have the facts and figures at hand? Do you know what a realistic salary is or something like that? Like the details, the study of the details of what you're trying to do and put out into the world. It is going to fall into place, but you do have to show up and do some work. King of Pentacles, right? He's the king of work. You do have to show up and take action. Something about this, it's not just going to be handed to you. But when you do like enter into that realm, when you birth the baby, when you present it to the world, Again, it's going to attract people like a magnet. People are going to be drawn to you. You might be in the spotlight. You may have some sort of celebrity involvement or celebrity charities, something like that. It's going to be magical. It's going to be powerful and fortuitous. Really excellent cards, Sagittarius. So hang in there, guys. You had some really amazing cards. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know what resonates for you in the comments down below, and I will see you very soon for more tarot readings. Bye!